What's up, family, friends, frenemies, enemies, and foes? What's good? What's good? For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Clyde Rush, and this is the Light Body Podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing today? Look, in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about 5 keys to add years to your life and add life to your years. 5 keys to add years to your life and life to your years. Listen, I'm going to make this as quick as possible. I know you got plenty of things to do. I got plenty of things to do too. And we're not going to delay that because, listen, why don't we just jump right into it and just start adding some more years to your life? One of the first thing, stop saying you're getting old. All right. You wake up in the morning and you look for the pains that you had yesterday or last week or last month or last year. You're going to find those pains. Why? Because you're looking for them. That's why. Stop looking for the pains and the frustrations and the aggravations of yesteryear, yesterday, that they say that you're going to get, that they say that you're going to have, that they say because generation this, because of that. Stop believing that stuff and stop looking for it. And I promise you, you won't find it. All right. The only reason why you find it is because you look for it, and we have the power to create. We are creators. So since we're creators, guess what we create? The life that we're living. It's your fault. It's your responsibility that you're sitting there going through the stuff that you're going through. Nobody put nothing in your hand to say, eat this, drink that, don't do this, don't do that. All of that was choices that you decided to make. Okay. So when you decide to stop getting old and stop focusing on getting old, you won't be old. All right. And I mean that seriously. It's no misnomer. It's like what you think about, you bring about. You've heard me say it time and time again. The things that you impress upon your subconscious mind is the thing that manifests, just to prove that you don't go crazy. So it's that simple. Really, if you look at everything that's around you, somehow or another, you participated in acquiring the things that's around you. All right. The joints, the little aches and the pains and the things that we're going through, and a little bit of suffering here, and a little bit of suffering there, or the big situation or the big traumatic situation here. Somehow or another, you had something to do with it. It didn't just happen. Listen, you hear me talking about epigenetics, right? You hear me talking about epigenetics all the time and what epigenetics actually is, and the reprogramming of the gene structure that you actually have within inside your body right now is what this whole thing is all about. If you can accept, and if you don't have to believe what I say. I'm the proof of it. I'm a living example of what it is that I'm talking about. You all know who I am. You all seen my pictures, and if you didn't see my pictures, I'll show them to you again. I've been there. I've been in that emotional trauma state. I've been in that place where I had all the excess weight. I've been in the situation, stress, strain, and struggles, and the frustrations, aggravations, and disappointments, and all the rest of the stuff that goes along with the sickness and mayhem and destruction and chaos that goes on in the body. You can stop all of that stuff. And you can say to yourself, I'm matter than the stuff that matters around me. Okay. You're the matter. Matter is energy. Okay. And so are the other things that surround you. That's energy too. But you don't have to let the energy that's around you permeate and dictate the energy that's within you. Okay. See, that's when we start living from the chronological number of life and start living from the biology of the life of your body. How do you want your body to feel? All right, so let's practice this. Listen, I don't usually do this, but we're gonna practice this right now, right? I want you to close your eyes, okay? I know listen, I can't jump out of here and jump at you and get you, so you don't have to worry about me jumping out. Just try this. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. Close your eyes, all right? And think about how you would feel. I want you, this is a feeling thing, so you got to get the feeling of this. How would you feel if you had the optimal performance in your body, where it's like I don't have any pains. I don't have any frustrations. I don't have any stressors. I don't have any aggravation. I don't have any aches. I don't have any back pains. I don't have any suffering going on inside my body. My mind is relaxed. I'm at ease. I'm in the best health that I've ever been in my life. I feel great. I look great. I think great because I am great. And when I feel like this, you put a smile on your face. And that smile is indicative of everything that's happening within inside your body right now. And you're just happy to be you because you're you. And you that you are right now is enough to accomplish anything it is that you truly desire in your mind's eye. Like you just see yourself just being happy just because you're you. It's not about what you don't have. It's about the fact that you're you with what it is that you do have. And embrace that feeling for a minute. You can't help but smile and feel good because guess what? It's true because you said it's true. Now, open up your eyes. That's if you close them. And I want you to remember that feeling. If you did this, you couldn't help but feel good. And if you didn't feel good, it's because you chose not to feel good. All right. And we have that choice. Do you know it actually takes less muscles in your face to make a smile than it does to make a frown, which is crazy. But that's one of those things. So on the first stop thinking about getting old. Never mind the anti-aging movements, because anything anti means you're focusing on the very thing it is that you don't want. So stop focusing on the thing it is that you don't want and focus on optimal health. I'm healthy, and my health is my wealth. And I'm adding years to my life, and I'm adding life to my years. Okay. The next thing, listen, we could talk about stress management, but I don't want you to think about stress management. Because guess what you're thinking about if you're thinking about stress management? You're thinking about stress. And if you think about stress, you automatically trigger within the body stress inducers. And those stress inducers release cortisol and adrenaline pumps that stuff into your system. And next thing you know, your blood pressure's going up. You're thinking about fight, flight, freeze, or hide. Immune system starts to shut down, eyes dilate. And you got all kind of stuff happening within your system. Adrenal system is overloaded. Immune system shuts down. These are the things that actually happen in your body because of stress. Why? Why? Again, I don't want you thinking about stress management. I want you thinking about how do I feel good today? How do I feel good in this moment? How do I get rid of anything that doesn't support the life it is that I truly desire to have? You hear me talking about meditation, right? Stillness, silence, and solitude. All right. What is it like for you to sit there? Now, I listen. I get it. I know I was one of those people that didn't know how to meditate for a period of time too, and I one day, I kid you not, one day I decided I'm gonna try this meditation thing, and when I did it, it was 3 hours that passed that I thought was only a few minutes. I kid you not, it was literally 3 hours that shot by. I did not even know it. Okay. And this, again, this is my situation. I know everybody's like, yeah, but you're different. I'm no different than you are. Well, I mean, I'm different because of me. And you're different because you're you. But at the same time, we have the capacities within ourselves to live this ultimate life. Okay. And I mean that so serious. We have the wiring within inside ourselves to live the life that we truly desire to live. When I talk about stress management, okay, I don't want you to focus on stress. I want you to focus on success, not stress. I want you to focus on what it feels like to feel. I'm trying to get you to feel good about you, okay? Not about the stuff that gets you all fired up and gets you all out of your state of comfort. There's the state of mind that's just a calm state. We call it homeostasis, okay? Homeostasis is just a balanced order within your body where you're harmony and you're at peace and you're at relaxation and you're at rest, digest, relax, and pleasure. That's what I want you to focus on. I want you to focus on rest. I want you to focus on relaxation. I want you to focus on digestion. And I want you to focus on pleasure. Get about stress. Focus on relaxation, rest, pleasure, and digestion. That's what I want you to focus on, okay? So far, stop thinking about, forget about getting old. Focus on my health is my wealth, and I'm serious, okay? I'm adding more years to life and adding life to years. Okay. Oh, you can say it any way you want. If you want to say, I want to add life to years and years to life, say it that way. If I want to add the years to life and life to years, say it that way. I don't care which way you say it, but just say it. Okay. It's time for us to start living from within. Like we have this guidance system that's within us that'll guide us to the places that we truly desire to have. But it says, my people perish for lack of a vision. All right. So we don't activate our imagination. We think because we're adults, we can't imagine anymore. It's all done and said and it's over with. Nah, we got to learn how to live and how to live abundantly, okay? Mm. All right, so there's two things. One, don't think about getting old. Think about having a longevity for life and vitality to live the life you truly desire. Two, rest, digest, relax, and pleasure. Rest, digest, relax, pleasure. All right. Here's the third one, nutrition. Look, we are what we eat, and we ain't what we're not eating. Okay. So here's the thing. You know about genetically modified organisms, GMO food, and all the rest of that crazy stuff that's out there. Look, I know people like, I want to go and I want to eat. I want to eat real quick. Take some time because you are what you eat. I realize that a lot of the food that's out here today is genetically modified, okay, which means it ain't really real. And how can you get something real? It's not real. It just doesn't happen. All right, so they say organic food. I know, we go into the store and we see those gigantic bananas and those gigantic avocados and those gigantic tomatoes and those gigantic this and gigantic that, and everything else is huge for population, feeding the population. Read the labels. That's all I'm gonna ask you to do. Read the labels of the food, and if you can get organic, get organic. If you get plant-based and all those other different things, there's a lot of stuff about plant-based that you don't even understand yet. Okay, and vegetarian meals and all the rest of those different types of things. All I'm asking you to do is read the label. If you can't pronounce it, then don't eat it. How about that? If you can pronounce what the ingredients are, what are you eating it for? Most of the stuff that's actually made out here is made or designed for the shelf life, not the preservation of your life. Made for the shelf life. It's made to sit up on the shelf for months and months and months and months. If you travel out of this country, you should see how different you just need to travel out of the country. That's the simplest way I can put it. If you travel out of this country and you see the food and way people eat outside of this country, it'll shock you. Literally shock you. Do you know coffee, coffee, coffee that they won't sell in other countries is shipped here to be sold? Coffee. I'm not even a coffee drinker, but even I know that. Well, I may have I have a couple of cups a year, okay? But no matter what, I don't use it to get my day started. And it's not about the caffeine rush because none of that stuff really makes a difference once you really turn on the inside of your body. It's not about, oh, I got to get my cup of joe so I can get my morning started. Never mind all of that stuff. I get my morning started because I say it's time to start the morning. Turn on, you're on. Turn off, you're off. You can get to that place if you decide to do it. However, the nutrition. All right, last week, a couple of weeks ago, I spoke about MCT oil and what that actually does for the brain. There's macronutrients that we need. There's vitamin, there's minerals, there's supplementation that we actually need as far as vitamin D. There's vitamin D, A, K that we actually need. There's a litany of vitamins and minerals and supplements that we actually should start taking for the body. I myself, I'll tell you the truth, I've never been a supplement person, okay? And I know body transformation and bodybuilding and all these other things. And listen, I had to take a test to prove that I was natural, okay? Like natural. And you'll see how my body actually reduced down and I got extremely lean, okay? And I'm proud to say I did that. All right. And like I said, it wasn't anything crazy that was going on. It's really about proper supplementation for your body. My stage weight and my walking weight are two different weights, and you'll got to understand that. My stage weight, when I'm on a competition and I'm doing something for the body, I will lean out like you wouldn't possibly believe. I mean, I dropped down like I think 165 pounds, whatever it was. And that's like almost 100 pounds off from where I was. Okay. And now, even to this day, at this age that I'm at, I'm not even going to tell you how old I am because people don't believe it. But seriously, I really am. I'm one of the baby boomers. Okay, let's just put it like that. However, with that being said, yeah, there's a competition part of myself that I compete with myself, because nobody can compete with me because it's me. I'm beating myself to do the thing it is that I decide to do. All right. And really, what it was just about me deciding that I was going to go and get myself into the best possible shape that I could possibly ever be in. All right. And that was about really creating balance and harmony within my body, releasing emotional traumas that was holding me at bay, thinking about never mind the future, and never mind the past, but I was stuck in it. And I decided it's time just to release all of that stuff and let it go. And I really got into the nutrition and understanding the energy. So I got into the quantum energy of the body. And they say that we're all energy, right? So I just decided I was going to find out how the cells, I'm not going to start. I'm not going to start. I was going to find out how the cells actually operate within the body and start living from the biology of the body. And I really started to understand the nutrients of what this body actually needs to sustain itself and for growth. And one of the things that's very important, and I mean this seriously, important for the preservation of life itself, is to really have this body structured on an energetic platform within inside your body, which actually creates, if you think about the molecular structure of the body, and we think about atoms and molecules, and we thinking about, cells and tissues to organs to the systems of the body, we think about stem cells and what stem cells are in the body and how stem cells actually repair tissue. And you can actually reprogram these stem cells within your body. Everybody has the capacity to do it. We just don't have the patience to take the time to really reprogram your body for longevity for life. You can. So what do we look for? The quick fix. And the quick fix is the first thing that's on the market that says we're going to do this, that, and the other. And you fall asleep and you fall prey to the same thing again and again and again. It's a different puppet master that's sitting there manipulating and controlling yourself. You subject yourself to that stuff. Look, we could talk more about the nutritional aspect later. I just want to get to these 5 key things real important. Nutrition, just read the label. If you can't pronounce it, don't put it in your body. That's what it really comes down. If you can't pronounce it, it's something for preservation of shelf food, not food for your life. All right? Sleep. Look, I can't stress enough to you how important sleep is for the restoration of your body. As a bodybuilder, your design when you're bodybuilding is to break the muscles down in the body and then rebuild them and rest, digest, relax, and pleasure. That's the whole process of what this thing is you break the muscles down during your rest, during your digest, during your relax, and your pleasure is when the muscles get built up. People think that muscles are built in the gym. Muscles are built when you sleep. Okay, so if there was any time that I was sleeping the most, which I actually learned is when I was bodybuilding, and I still do. But if I'm doing a competition, trust me, the reason why is because that's when the body is doing the most growth and the brain. So think about all the toxins and all the craziness that actually goes through your mind when you're sitting there thinking and pontificating and you thinking all day long and trying to figure out how to release this situation, circumstance, and you're eating yourself up, and then the time comes for you to sleep and you can't relax, can't sit still, and all the rest of the craziness that actually goes on. And then you could do the same thing again all over the next day and you didn't get any rest. Can you have any idea what's actually happening to your brain? How do you even think? Fatigue sets in, aggravation, frustration, and all the rest of the stuff that actually goes on in the body, and you in a bad shape. Plus, you're not giving your body a chance to rebuild itself. So get sleep. Restorative sleep, REM sleep, rapid eye motion is what they call that. Delta sleep is when you slip from theta sleep. Well, actually, you start out in beta, which isn't really sleep. Beta, you're wide awake. Alpha, you kind of slip into this autosuggestion state. Theta, you kind of in and out of, kind of quasi sleeping, kind of dazing, kind of in and out. When you drop into delta, you're asleep. That's brain waves. Okay, so it's important for you to understand beta, alpha, theta, and delta brain waves, and those are just the times when you're actually more cognizant than other times when you're not cognizant, all right? Parts where you're in the conscious state of your mind and the subconscious part of your mind. We talk about that later on. But right now, I just want you to understand the simple process. Sit your behind down and get some sleep. Now, here's the important thing about sleep. I'm going to say this and I'm going to keep it simple for you. When you sit down, before you go to sleep, I want you to do this for yourself. Just try it out for a few days. Sit down at the edge of your bed or the side of your bed, whatever it is that you do, wherever you feel the most comfortable, and depending on whether or not somebody's in there or not, find a place where it's just really quiet and just kind of relax yourself and just reflect. Not so much about the things that didn't go right for your day, because there's always going to be things that just didn't go right for your day. It all depends on your perspective also. But what I want you to do is just kind of sit down and just relax and think about how you want tomorrow to look for you. What do you want that day to start out as? Like, what do you want to accomplish? Like, what did you not accomplish today that you know you want to accomplish tomorrow? And you focus that. And maybe you may have had a situation, a circumstance, or maybe you had a situation. Let's call it that. And you really quite have not figured out it. You haven't figured out the answer to it. If you allow yourself to release that to your subconscious part of your mind before you go to sleep, like don't meander in it. Just, I haven't figured this thing out. And you should release it to the subconscious part of your mind. And I'm telling you exactly how to do this. Sit there for a few minutes, take a couple of deep breaths, calm yourself down, find out what that problem was. And the beginning part of this is, and we can go more in detail to this later on, and I'll explain it to you. But right now, I just want you to practice this simple thing. Couple of deep breaths, see what that situation or circumstance is that's been troubling you. You're consciously aware of it and release it, simply saying to yourself, I release this to my subconscious part of my mind for a solution. And let it go. And let your subconscious mind work on it. And your subconscious mind will reveal to you how to solve it. I know people say, yeah, right. Okay, you get what you believe. All right. As it is within, so it is without. As it is above, so it is below. You get what you think about. What you think about, you create. Energy flows where attention goes. Try it. How much can it possibly hurt? All right. Sleep. Release to the subconscious part of the mind. Here's the big one. This is the next one. This is number 5. You got to exercise. How much? Well, it all depends. Okay. A body in motion is the best motion the body could actually be in. What happens when you're not in motion? The body goes through atrophy. You don't use it, you lose it. You don't use it, you actually lose it. Atrophy starts to set in. The body starts to get soft. And when the body starts to get soft, everything in the body starts to get soft. And then, what you used to be able to do, you find yourself having a hard time doing. I'm not telling you to go out there and prepare for a bodybuilding competition or anything along those lines. I'm just saying get up and just move, take a walk. I've said 15,000 steps a day. Maybe for you, it's 2,000 steps a day. Maybe for you, it's 5,000 steps for you. Maybe it's 10,000 steps for you. By the numbers, roughly speaking, 15,000 steps is just about 30. Well, it's just about a pound. All right. So think about that. I'm not telling you to, because somebody always want to test the cables. All right. Look, if you can get those 15,000 steps in, it's a good thing for you because you've been moving around and getting yourself a little bit of exercise going on. And I'll try to get you about 3,500 calories. 3,500 calories is about a pound. If you monitor the amount of food that you're taking in and you're burning more calories than you're taking in, then inevitably you're going to lose weight. You'll get rid of weight. It's not really much more complicated than that. If you're burning more than you're taking in, it only makes sense for you to lose more, get rid of more than you're holding on to. Exercise, walking. All right. I'm not telling anybody to sit here and do all kind of craziness. If you can do it a couple of times a week, that's fine. Just get yourself moving. Get used to moving instead of sitting still. And there's a whole bunch of different exercises we can go into. Today was just about going over 5 key ideas, key concepts to add years to life and add life to your years. See, it's not good enough just to say, I just want to live a long time. It's the quality of life that you're talking about living. All right. You want to be able to get up and go when you want to get up and go, move, groove, go hang out, do your thing. There's nothing that's sitting here saying that you have to be an old person besides you saying that you want to be an old person and allowing yourself to sit there and get into that pathology. It's not true, but you're going to make it true. You don't have to make it true. All right. So I'm going to go over it real quick again. 1, stop thinking that you're old. Stop saying that you're old. All right. The other one, we're going to call it stress management. I say, forget about stress management. Start telling yourself it's time for me to rest, digest, get some relaxation and some pleasure. All right. Because if you say stress management, you're focusing on stress. I don't want you to focus on stress. I want you to focus on relaxation. I want you to focus on pleasure. I want you to focus on digestion. Relax, digest, relax, digest, relax, digest, pleasure, and rest. Okay. Nutrition. If you can't pronounce it, don't eat it. Read the labels. Stop being so lazy. Read the labels and see what's going on. You ain't going to read a book. You can at least read the labels of the food that you're eating. Okay. Sleep. Get it. Rest your body. All right. Let that brain release some of the toxins and craziness that has been going over all day long. All right. And just understand how this process actually works by resting, real rest. And if you don't know how to get it, post a comment down below, and I'll show you exactly what it is that you need to do about any of these topics that we're talking about. And of course, exercise. If you're not really sure what exercises to do because you have some aches and pains for this, that, and other, we're talking about stretching the body from one thing to another and getting you where you really need and desire to be. Okay. So listen, that's it. It wasn't too long. I don't think it was long. I think it was only a couple of minutes. I always say it's been a couple of minutes. Next thing I know, it's 45 minutes later, but it couldn't have been more than 15 or 20 minutes. Couldn't have been. However, with that being said, look, 5 keys to add years to your life and add life to your years is what this whole thing is all about. Stop thinking about getting old. Live from the biology of the body. Make sure that you're in rest, digest, relax, and pleasure instead of fight, flight, freeze, or hide. That's just a shift. Make sure that you're getting the proper nutrition. If you can't pronounce it, why are you eating it? All right. The other thing is making sure you're getting the proper amount of sleep. And the other thing, above all, is make sure you get some type of exercise in. I'm not saying that you got to run around and be bodybuilder Jane or whatever you got to do. All I'm saying to you is, or Jack Joe from the gym. That's not what I'm talking about either. I'm just saying exercise. Get up and walk. Walk up a flight of stairs, walk around the block, walk from here to there across the street. If you got a bodega to the corner, I didn't tell you to go in there and buy any kind of junk. I'm just talking about going, you know what a bodega is. Y'all don't know what a bodega is? That's the Bronx in me coming out, okay? Anyway, walk from here to the store, walk from here to the corner, go from the driveway to the mailbox. Just go for a walk. Get yourself up and move, okay? And above, get some sun. Vitamin D right out there in the sun, in this abundance of sun. Yeah, listen, I'll put some stuff on here as well about all of this other UV rays and sunscreen and all the rest of the crazy stuff that they talking about out there. Look, get the sun. All right. I'm not telling you to stand out there roasting bacon in the sun. I'm just telling you, get some sun on your body. All right. It's some vitamin D that's vital for your system. All right. It's the freest thing that you could possibly get that promotes health and wellness for you. Okay. Look, with that being said, this brother's taking 2 steps to the rear and getting out of there. Peace, blessings, prosperity, and abundance. Namaste, everyone else. Enjoy the rest of your day. That's brother speaking to you from this pace and space and place of longevity for life. That's what this is all about. All right. One love to y'all. Peace.